Delhi have done the double over Kolkata, not in the same nail-biting fashion that we had at the Firozshah Kotla, but a very clinical, very complete, very efficient run chase at the Eden Gardens. See Shreyas Iyer's team take the points, back-to-back wins for the Capitals, led by Shikhar Dhawan's 97. No doubt he just missed out on what would have been a maiden IPL 100, but take nothing away from the quality of that innings. He's roared back into form after Shubman Gill impressed and Chris Morris did a job with the ball. Ishant Sharma did a job with the ball. In the end, 178 was well below par for this Delhi team. It's back-to-back wins for Delhi, back-to-back defeats for Kolkata. How does that affect things on the table? On ESPN Cricinfo Match Day T20, we'll talk to Deep Dasgupta and Sean Tate about that just now. Looking at the points table itself, it's not a good time to start losing. Chennai with a key win now sit pretty on 12 points and no one can catch up with them after 7 games. But you have Delhi now that joined the 8-point club with Mumbai and Punjab, all of a sudden confining Hyderabad to the 6th spot. So this weekend should be a very, very interesting weekend in terms of movement on the table. Deep, as efficient a run chase as we've seen this IPL, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we were discussing about it, how they kind of were in control of the run chase right through the whole innings there. I mean, never ever did the asking rate go over 10. And which generally tends to happen when you're chasing out a total of 170, 171. There are times when that asking rate goes up, but was very, very good. I think the middle phase, the partnership between Shikhar and Rishabh was very good, very matured, and it was good to see someone like Rishabh playing that kind of a knock.
Yeah, and let's focus on Shikhar Dhawan and have a word with Rishabh Pant too in a bit. But Shikhar Dhawan, who's essentially led this run chase, start to finish, carried his bat through, and he masters what we've looked at as the perfect chase for Delhi. Because like Deep mentioned, Steady, at no point did you ever feel like they were losing their way. And I thought when Prithvi Shaw went and Shreyas Iyer went soon after that, Shikhar Dhawan, who's been out of form, might find it scratchy, but this was just perfect.
Yeah, it was as good a run chase that we've seen this season. That's the most important thing. Not putting pressure on the guys to come in after you by allowing that run rate to get out of hand, and then it's just expecting to clear the ropes at the end to win the game. So I think it was just a really good batting performance. Kolkata lacked a bit of something, a bit of fire, a bit of kick in their bowling, I thought. Just sort of not going through the motions, but it looked like that. You know?
Yeah, we talk about Kolkata's bowling more in detail, but it almost seems like the Shikhar Dhawan, who we've been saying is looking scratchy, a bit out of form. Someone just told him, can you just start pushing the ICC button up? And he seems to like, you know what, I'll just show you what I'll do at an ICC event.
ICC event coming in a month's time, that too in England, month's time. Like, oh really? Right,
I need to get used to it. Then I'll play like this.
But yeah, I mean, listen, this is a surface that batsmen would love, especially Delhi batsmen.
Yeah.
You know, surface where the ball comes onto the bat. If you look at Shikhar, it did not look like he was forcing. Generally what happens on slower surface, you see Shikhar using a lot of his bottom hand, forcing his shots, but today he was only timing it. And that's what happens. I think mentally what happens with a batsman is when the ball coming onto the bat, you realize the fact that you don't have to force yourself. And look at that again, that's such a brilliant, and I always believe this, honest to God, that Shikhar Dhawan, when he starts getting his cover drives going, you know that his feet is moving well, you know that he's in control. And look at that, 23 runs in that cover region, that just tells you what kind of nick he was today.
Yeah.
And again, this surface, I mean, it just, someone like Shikhar who is such a touch player, it just helps him.
It also looked like the sort of bowling that was coming at him was helping him too.
Yeah.
A little bit. Obviously, they allowed him to free his arms a little bit, didn't they? And he scored a lot of his runs through the offside, the point and cover region. Just a few tactical things. I think coming around the wicket by on cross seam on a length is not going to win you games of cricket.
Lockie Ferguson did that to Shikhar Dhawan towards the end, and at no point did Dhawan really seem uncomfortable. Took 5 balls to get off the mark, and that's the only part of that innings you think that Shikhar Dhawan was actually slow. So this was the perfect innings. I'm quite sure he's the undisputed contender for man of the match. But while we speak of Shikhar Dhawan's innings and the quality of that innings, we must speak of perhaps now what looks to be a significant problem in Kolkata's bowling attack. It's lacking some teeth, and the fact that they've lost 2 games now. We've said time and again, Terry, that perhaps Andre Russell's thrown a blanket on top of the problems that Kolkata might have had. Their bowling seems to be a bigger issue or a cause for concern for you?
Well, I mean, he's probably, obviously it's been a bit harsh, but he's included in that. He's not bowling quick. Ferguson's got the pace, but he's lacking something at the moment. I think if you're going to bowl up in the 140s, again, coming around the wicket, just lobbing up cross-seam length balls, half volleys, he's got to be better than that. So left-handers, set a field maybe an option is getting quick and bowling that short of a length through here, trying to get him caught in the sort of gully point region. Obviously a good batting track, so that's what I mean. Those sort of things you got to start thinking about.
Yeah.
Can we load up the offside, get him caught through there, bowl across here at him? Just a few different things. I just thought that they didn't seem to change too much to allow them to get themselves in that game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to compare them to Bangalore because there are lots of issues, but it seems like it's a similar sort of story that if they're chasing, they're good, and if they're batting first, if it's anything below par, which it was, say, today, there's just no one that will really trouble you. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's a fair call. As of now, yes, it is. And especially again, I mean, see, for the faster bowlers, they did all right picking up those 2 wickets initially.
Yeah.
But again, going back to their spinners,
Yeah.
I mean, Kuldeep didn't pick a wicket, neither did Piyush Chawla. And that is a big, big area of concern for them. Because in the middle order, okay, Sunil Narayan did not play this game, but if you include Sunil Narayan, 12 overs are so crucial. That's where you choke the opposition. That's where while you choke, you pick wickets as well. If Sunil Narayan is not going for runs, they take a chance against Piyush Chawla and lose their wicket. But it was too easy for them, for the batsmen to milk off the spinners. And that has never been easy against KKR.
Exactly. Spinners wicketless and an Indian pacer who's not really going to scare you while Prasidh Krishna has done well, and no overseas pacer that's actually going to scare you either.
No, that's right. I mean, and you talk about Ferguson's pace. He's not that tall though, so it's obviously he's got to think of a few different things. Andre Russell's not bowling fast.
Yeah.
That's where I quite liked Harry Gurney in that team.
Yeah.
He just added something different. He can force pressure on you by not allowing you to get away with easy runs, and then wickets happen around you. But yeah, I mean, and there's Kelly as well from
who's just been
Australia,
added,
who's not a bad option coming up. I
But
think.
again, it's hoping now. You're
Again,
Kolkata reaching that place
that's
where
true.
they're hoping.
But if you look at last 4, 5, 6 years, as far as the strategy is concerned, it's always been revolving around the spinners. Sunil Narayan, the main focus, then Kuldeep for the last 2, 3 years.
Chawla for a
And
while,
Chawla would always be there and thereabouts. But now, suddenly, because of those 12 overs of spinners, I think if you look at their bowling, Kolkata, fast bowling I'm talking about, they've never had out-and-out wicket-taking fast bowlers in KKR. It's always been around those spinners.
Sure.
Even after the nature of Eden pitch changed, even after that also, it was always revolving around the spinners. And somehow, I don't know, I think maybe Dinesh Karthik should need to sit and talk to them, maybe be a little more aggressive while the spinners are bowling, even if that means giving away runs, so be it. But they can't allow the opposition to milk runs like that.
Maybe if you haven't got the options with the quicks, maybe you start going, okay, keep up the stumps, Harry Gurney, change-ups, start to squeeze and choke. Maybe, is that an option for them? I don't know what else they got in there.
Is it an option to try and have the pitch
No, that's not an option.
Not an option at all.
That's not an option.
It's not going to happen.
That's not going to
Not going to go back to what it used to be in the good old days of when you played most of your cricket or what the Chepauk shows up. But no, it's a problem. It's a problem and they've got to figure it out. They've got a few home games back to back. Next up is Chennai for Kolkata on Sunday. So that should be an appetizing contest after Chennai beating Kolkata comprehensively at the Chepauk. So they have to turn this around very quickly. Let's give Kolkata perhaps a good reference point from where they can learn, and that's Delhi's pacers. Because how good was Chris Morris today? Yes, they might have gone at 9s and 10s, but that happens when Andre Russell's top edging them for 6 or middling them for 6. But let's focus on how this pace unit, starting with Ishant Sharma at the top, has been pivotal in ensuring that it was a below par score that they eventually had to chase. Let me start with Ishant. And the use of Isham, the wicket itself, I was surprised when he was even picked by Delhi. But it seems like he could have an impact, small but significant impact.
I don't know. I've got a feeling that he's finding some confidence under Ricky Ponting. I think it seems like Punter's gone, right, you're in the team, we're going to back you. And he looks like he's enjoying himself under Ricky. I'm not sure if that's the case, I'm just guessing.
Every time that he's got Ricky Ponting out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not paying off.
So I think there's a nice little relationship happening there. It started a long time ago. But yeah, he looks like he's relaxed and enjoying himself. And that delivery bowl tonight, that was as good a delivery as you'll see.
And it seems like the role for Ishant Sharma, the utility of Ishant Sharma is good too. New ball, 3 overs or so, try and finish him off.
And also I think as a mentor to the team, if you look at that side again, I mean, it's a very youngish side. You've got someone like Ishant who's played 90 odd test matches now. And also he's developed as a white ball bowler. I saw him even Syed Mushtaq Ali, he's developed quite a few slow deliveries. He's developed the knuckle ball. And somehow, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Tati, that length ball is back in vogue again.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, in the last few years, people would avoid bowling that length ball, but it's back in vogue again. I mean, again, look at that delivery that got John Denley out.
Yeah, Joe Denley.
Joe Denley, beg your pardon. Joe Denley out. I mean, that was a proper test match length ball.
Yeah.
So I think that length is, again, we've given it a new term, the hard length as we call it now. I mean, that is back, and that's where Ishant generally goes.
It is, and you saw last night even Kulkarni, Chahar bowling, shaping the ball and bowling that good length, that good test match length. And that's even, I remember T20 when it first sort of came around and became popular, that was the trend back then a little bit.
Yes.
And then it's sort of come, you're right, it's come back in.
And when you have all three of them having a good day, you're seeing Ishant swing and use that length. You're seeing Rabada crank it up and get someone like Uthappa. You're seeing Morris get a Yorker and get Rana. It's the whole range.
Big, tall, fast bowls that hit the wicket.
Then you've got Sandeep Lamichhane or Akshar Patel
Yeah,
doing
good
their
backup,
bit.
decent backup.
Wow.
But as an all-round pace bowling unit, this is probably one of the better displays we've seen.
I mean, like I said, pretty simple, big, tall guys that run in and hit the wicket hard. There's no, a couple of times tonight maybe they put the ball there a couple of times, but not often. It's hitting the length hard. Simple stuff.
Yeah, well done to the Delhi Pacers who continue to impress, and they've got, like Deep says, also a wealth of spin bowling options. So things looking good for Delhi. Couple of blips early on with that chase against Punjab and whatnot, but it's looking good. It's also looking good for Shubman Gill, who's made an impression. Perhaps just a little too late if he has to. If any of you fantasized about,
it's not late for Shubman Gill. He's 20 years old. He's good enough to play at least 3 more World Cups.
Of course, that's nicely put by Deep, but he makes his top order opportunity count. And I really hope, even if Sunil Narayan's back or Chris Lynn's back, that Kolkata find place for him up top.
Oh yeah, they have to. To. He's too good a batsman to bat at number 6 in T20. I mean, listen, every time you've put him in top order, he's done well for you. I mean, there's no reason why he shouldn't be. And listen, he's looked effortless. I mean, that just tells you the way he got those 65 runs was sublime. I mean, he's such a treat to watch, this young kid. You've got to make him back in the top order. There's no two ways.
I mean, the only thing is, if you're going to stick with the Lynn Narayan combo, which has worked for Kolkata, then you got Uthappa at 3, Terry. And while the two of them are batting together, Robin Uthappa and Shubman Gill, as good as Uthappa's been for them, you saw Uthappa going at under 100 or there and thereabouts, and you had Shubman Gill, like Deep says, just hitting it for runs. And when they're batting together against good bowlers, albeit on an easy pitch and whatnot, you just feel that maybe there's a case now to just give him a bigger role.
Oh, we were saying that mid-game, it's a massive call.
Yeah.
But is this tonight's game almost the turning point where they go, right, the future's now, Shubman Gill, you're in, Uthappa will find a place for you somewhere else in the order, and we're going to literally build our batting lineup for the next 3, 4, 5 years around Shubman Gill.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say, or is that a big call?
I think that's fair to say. I think that's fair to say. There is one player, maybe 2 years down the line, whenever that retention thing again happens, he is one guy that you would want to retain. You want to retain him for the next, 5, 7, 8 years.
Yeah, well done. Shubman Gill, 65 of just 39 balls, a fine innings, and comes at a time where perhaps KKR might need to look at 1 or 2 things if they have to ensure that the season doesn't go flat midway through the IPL. And finally, our Fab 4 contest. Let's see how our guests have done. Deep Dasgupta can't wait for this. He started with a cracker. We'll come to that in a bit. But Sean Tate has got Morris get him a few points. Russell's got him a few points. So he's hit 135, which is all right.
What's Shreyas doing?
What's Shreyas doing? He's leading. Oh, Deep has won.
Have I?
9 points.
Really?
Rishabh Pant's got him 66. Uthappa 28. Rabada 50 points. So Deep's done that. One catch of Kagiso Rabada has made the difference. Well done. And well done. You pleased with that? Backdoor
Very after that Joe Denley episode right at the top.
It's one for him to remember. Yeah. Right then, many thanks to Deep Dasgupta and Sean Tate. Early night, because we're going to be back for the big double header on Saturday. Mumbai v Rajasthan, followed by Punjab against Bangalore. So this we've got our work cut out on Saturday in the IPL. Make sure you join us as well, 7:30 p.m. For build-up to the second game. I forgot it's 2 games, so 3:30 p.m. for the build-up to the first game on ESPN Cricinfo Match 2020. Story from the Eden Gardens for tonight is it's a happy return for Saurav Ganguly as the advisor to the Delhi Capitals. He's ensured that his team has done the double over Kolkata.